Hello, I'm Steve Weber, the host of Book Cheapskate. We're running down the top 10 free Kindle books featured today on bookcheapskate.com. Happy Thursday, everyone. It's October 2nd, 2025. With me, as always, is my co-host and my bookworm sidekick, Cassandra. Good morning, Cass.
Good morning. Ready to dive into today's freebies? We've got quite a mix.
Absolutely. Okay, let's kick things off. First up is Exploited Blood, Book 1, The Onslaught by R.S. Merritt. Post-apocalyptic sci-fi.
Right, but this one sounds different. It's not just, a random zombie outbreak.
No, it mentions biobombs, like ticking inside people's bloodstream.
Yeah, exactly. And they're synchronized to turn everyone into these, insane cannibals all at once, globally.
Whoa. So the creepy part is, someone made this happen. A conspiracy.
That's the hook. It adds this layer of paranoia on top of the usual survival horror. Someone's behind it, maybe even profiting from it.
And the main character, Chris, he gets bitten.
Mm-hmm. But he doesn't just turn instantly. He's in this sort of fever state and then becomes like a pawn in whatever bigger game is being played. So it's survival, but also trying to figure out who the puppet master is.
Precisely. If you like your end-of-the-world stories with a side of who benefits, this sounds perfect. That creeping dread that the real monster isn't the cannibal, but the architect.
Okay, interesting. Moving to number 2, we have Ghosts of Guatemala, John Carpenter Book 1 by Colin Glavac. Espionage thriller.
Yeah, another one with high stakes and maybe some institutional darkness.
Seems like it. A CIA black operative needs to take down a Guatemalan drug lord, but the drug lord has, catastrophic blackmail material and a kill switch.
Ooh, so it's not just about stopping the bad guy, it's about managing the fallout if he goes down.
And personal stakes, too, right? The operative's best friend died on a similar mission.
Yeah, so he's haunted by that. Plus, it sounds like he can't fully trust his own people, his handler, maybe even his partner. That classic CIA paranoia.
Right. Can you trust the agency you work for?
It really leans into that. So if you're a fan of those morally gray spies, maybe like Daniel Silva or Lee Child, where the mission is complicated and the agency itself might be compromised, this sounds right up your alley.
Okay, definite theme of complex threats emerging. Now for a total change of pace. Number 3, Adventures of a Bookworm. Page Turner series #1 by Kathleen Brooks. Romantic comedy.
Huh. Page Turner. Love the name.
Me too. And the premise is kind of meta, right? A bookworm decides to lose her virginity by living out romance tropes.
Yes. It sounds like she literally makes a list.
Yeah.
Billionaire bosses meet cutes.
Wait, furries filling in for shifters? Virginity auctions? Secret clubs? This sounds wild.
It sounds like it's poking fun at the genre, but affectionately.
Yeah.
For readers who know the tropes inside out.
But is it just jokes or is there something more?
Well, the idea seems to be that through all these sometimes ridiculous scenarios, she finds her own inner strength. It's not just about finding romance, but about finding herself.
Yeah.
Becoming the heroine.
Ah, okay. So a fun read if you love romance and have a good sense of humor about its conventions, or if you've ever wondered what living like a novel heroine would actually be like.
Definitely. Okay, number 4 takes us way back. The Complete Fiction of H.P. Lovecraft.
Wow, the actual master. H.P. Lovecraft. Classic horror.
Yep, the originator of cosmic horror. This is the source material.
So what is cosmic horror exactly for someone who hasn't read him?
It's less about jump scares and more about existential dread. The horror comes from realizing humanity is tiny and insignificant compared to these vast, ancient, totally alien forces out there, the Cthulhu mythos.
Forces we can't even comprehend.
Exactly. The terror is intellectual. This collection would have things like The Call of Cthulhu at the Mountains of Madness, The Shadow over Innsmouth, essential stuff.
So a must-read if you want to understand where a huge chunk of modern horror, especially the more atmospheric kind, comes from?
Absolutely. Foundational reading.
Okay.
Let's jump back to contemporary romance with number 5, something great. Hot Boss and Office Romance by M. Clark.
This sounds like a classic setup. Woman with a safe, maybe slightly boring life.
Right. Comfortable, predictable. Then she goes to New York for Fashion Week, big career moment, and bam, meets Maxwell Knight.
And he's described as dangerously good-looking and tempting. Uh-oh.
Yep. It's setting up that internal conflict. Does she stick with this safe plan, the security she knows, or does she risk it all for this sudden, intense passion, especially during a make-or-break career event?
That's a tough spot. Security versus desire.
Exactly. So this was probably for readers who enjoy that tension, when a character is genuinely torn between what's sensible and what they desperately want. High stakes in both career and love.
Gotcha. Now, number 6 sounds like it dials up the messy drama. Commitment, Redemption Series Book 1 by T.K. Lee, best friend's brother romance.
Oh, yeah, that trope always brings the complications.
And the setup here is intense. She sees her teenage crush, who is her best friend's older brother, literally standing on the altar.
Right, while she's just getting engaged to someone else. Talk about awkward timing.
Maximum awkward. And then the old crush starts giving her broody stares, cryptic confessions.
Mm-hmm. Hints that his reasons for staying way back then were, like, out of his control.
The classic, it's complicated defense.
Exactly. And readers of this genre love unpacking that. Plus, he's a former pro hockey player who's now a single dad. Layers upon layers of baggage.
So perfect if you crave those second chance romances that are just loaded with history and potential emotional landmines, the forbidden fruit aspect.
Definitely. You need to be ready for some angst with that one. Okay, number 7 takes us into the supernatural. Victor. Heart of Her King, Kings of the Blood Book 1 by Julia Mills. Paranormal vampire romance.
Victor. Sounds serious. Supreme Commander. Lived for 3 millennia.
Yep, ancient, powerful vampire. He's apparently been waiting all that time for the one woman who can save his soul.
And she's been dreaming about him without knowing who he is.
Seems like it. It's that fated mates trope, but with really high supernatural stakes.
It's not just about them falling in love.
Apparently not just that. An old enemy is back, so she doesn't just need to save his heart. She might need to save his actual existence.
Okay, so this adds real urgency beyond the romance itself.
Right. It's for readers who want their vampires ancient, commanding, and involved in world-saving level drama, not just, sparkling.
Got it. Number 8, back to contemporary romance, but with a different dynamic. Drive Me Wild, Bellamy Creek Series, Book 1, by Melanie Harlow.
Ah, this sounds like a fun one. Grumpy meets Sunshine.
Looks like it. A mechanic, described as protective, finds a former debutante stranded, and she's wearing a ball gown and tiara.
Okay, that's a visual. Instant clash, right? He's a grease monkey mechanic, maybe struggling a bit.
Yeah, trying to keep his shop open, and she's this, beautiful disaster socialite with probably 0 practical skills.
The friction comes from that class difference. It sounds like he's the one hiding his feelings.
Why is that?
Because he knows she wants a fairy tale, right? And he feels like he, the regular guy mechanic, can't give her that.
The protective instinct mixed with insecurity.
Exactly. So if you love that grumpy sunshine dynamic, especially when there are real-world differences creating tension and a protective hero, this sounds like a winner.
Okay, 2 more. Number 9 takes us to the past. Redemption's Edge. Redemption Mountain Book 1 by Shirlene Davies. Historical Western romance.
Redemption Mountain sounds rugged. And the characters sound like they carry some weight.
Definitely. An ex-Confederate general trying to start over as a Texas Ranger.
Okay. Meets a former Civil War field nurse from Boston, and they meet in Montana.
Yeah, so both deeply scarred by the war, just from different sides and experiences. They're both looking for, redemption, like the title says, on the dangerous frontier.
It sounds like the setting is crucial. The harshness of the frontier forcing them to confront their pasts, maybe find healing together.
Mm-hmm. And his reason for being in Montana is tied to a promise he made, so there's duty mixed in too.
It sounds like the kind of historical romance where the love story feels earned because both characters have serious trauma to overcome. Not just a historical backdrop, but integral to who they are.
Right. Ideal if you like your Westerns with emotional depth and characters shaped by history.
For sure. All right, last one. Number 10. Survive the Dungeon, Dead Dungeon Book 1 by S. Mays. Sword and sorcery fantasy.
This sounds intense. Wakes up in a stone cell. No memory.
No memory, no weapons, no spells, no food, no water, just monsters.
Wow. Talk about starting from absolute 0. Pure survival.
Exactly. It sounds like a stripped-down dungeon crawl. Just one person against impossible odds, having to figure everything out from scratch.
So the appeal is watching someone build themselves up from nothing in this incredibly hostile environment.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And the description mentions that no one leaves this dungeon unchanged. Survival has a cost.
Ooh, intriguing. So not just about getting out, but about how getting out changes you.
Yeah. So if you want that raw, high-stakes fantasy focused purely on survival tension and character evolution under extreme pressure, this is probably the one for you.
Well, thanks for joining us today. And remember, if you want to download any of the books we've mentioned today for free from Amazon, visit us at bookcheapskate.com and you'll have all the links right there. But do it now. These books are free today, but might be back to full price tomorrow.
That's right. Don't wait on the freebies.
Also, along with those freebies, the site has a ton of specials on deeply discounted Kindle books and also a heads up on the best new releases. Every morning, it's all brand new. Kaz, we'll do again tomorrow.
Sounds great. Farewell, everyone.
Until then, keep on opening new worlds with great books without opening your wallet. And whatever you do, remember this, when you read,
Your mind becomes its own kingdom.